With the fight being like it is right now, I would lean towards Shakur because of his discipline, but don't get twisted. If somebody could beat him, Tank Davis would be that person because of his intangibles. When Tank is disciplined and got his mind on right, Tank's a problem for anybody.
6-7 more fights and I'm naming names. One of the guys, obviously, you and Shakur got into it on Twitter. You was like, you wanted them 6 or 7.
Yeah, he's definitely one of them.
For sure?
Yeah, he's definitely one of them.
Do you think that's going to be your hardest fight?
Hell no.
Nah?
Wow.
Because he a good boxer, nigga. Like, that's one way I look at y'all two as the best in the division.
How? Show me something that he did spectacular. Show me something that he did outrageous. Show me.
Right,
his power not outrageous.
Okay.
What defense?
You think he got defense?
He just jumped back. You never see him slip no punch. You never see him slip no punch. Go look at it. You see him back up from a lot of people. Back up, move around. He don't got no technique. And his offense is the same.
What I like about Tank is Tank brings something different. You know, back in the days, everybody had something. Muhammad Ali was a mover boxer. George was a puncher. Ernest Shavers was a puncher. Everybody had something they brought to the table. Larry Holmes had a jab. Mike Weaver had overhand right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has something. That division now is full, and Tank having to be the knockout guy of the division. He the one with the main knockout power. Garcia has it too, but Tank got that real knockout power that, like, if Tank hit one of them clean, usually they gonna have a problem. So it's like, I like Tank. Every now and then, I think when he knows he can beat somebody, he probably don't lock in as hard.
Roy Jones Jr. isn't sold on the idea that Shakur Stevenson can't be beaten, even as many fans and analysts are already treating him like boxing's next untouchable star. Jones believes there's one fighter who could completely disrupt that storyline, and that's Gervonta "Tank" Davis, but with a major caveat. According to Jones, Tank has all the physical tools to win, yet he hasn't shown the same level of consistency and self-control that Shakur has mastered. This isn't just a matter of technique or matchup inside the ring. It's Tank ever gets his personal discipline fully under control, he becomes a dangerous force, capable of handing Shakur a challenge he may not be ready to overcome.
Him and Terrence Crawford, to me, are two of the best right now because of their setup game. He's patient enough to set up before he does it. He looks at it a few times to make sure he got it. When you know he got it, boom, he get it. That's a real chess player in the boxing ring. That's the most deadly kind of guy in the world besides a Mike Tyson type guy in boxing. A guy that can play chess in that boxing ring is a killer.
I'm dangerous.
He can box, he can punch, he can move laterally. He can do it left side, right side. He can do whatever he needs to do as a solid.
Grasp why Roy Jones Jr.'s remarks caught so many people off guard. You have to understand the level Shakur Stevenson has reached. When he faced Teofez is famous for his raw power and unpredictable bursts, and most fans were bracing. For an all-out battle, what unfolded instead was something entirely different. Shakur delivered a calm, calculated performance that broke Lopez down piece by piece, turning a hyped showdown into a one-sided showcase. It wasn't just a victory for the WBO super lightweight belt. It was a dominant display that made another elite champion look completely outclassed.
All glory to God. It was an amazing night. I put the work in. I stayed disciplined throughout my camp. I was in tremendous shape. And T.O., he's a hell of a fighter, but I was the better man tonight.
With the fight being like it is right now, I would lean towards...
Guys, just raise your hands, please, and the microphone will be brought to you. Thank you.
Shakur, congratulations, man. Great performance, obviously. Did you feel at some point that you demoralized him and he was just kind of trying to get to the finish line?
Yeah, I definitely did. I feel like he's a fighter, so he tried to fight back. But yeah, I picked him apart. In the second round, I want to say that I told my corner, I said, I'm stronger than he is.
Did you feel like you hurt him at any point in the fight?
Yeah, for sure. I heard him a couple of times. My jab, my left hand to the body, my left hand up top. I put on a great show tonight.
Obviously a great performance against your best opponent. Any disappointment that you didn't stop him? Because you said even during the fight you wanted to stop him.
No, there's no disappointment. It's boxing at the end of the day. I seen him go out there and when I was about to stop him, he started fighting back a little bit. So respect to him.
It wasn't the result of chance or a close call on the scorecards. It was a flawless display of spacing spacing, and precision. With that win, Stevenson improved to a perfect 25-0 and claimed a championship in his fourth weight class, achieving milestones most fighters chase for a lifetime, while still incredibly young. Completely shut down everything Lopez tried to bring into the fight, leaving the former title holder swinging at nothing and visibly confused. After a showing like that, it's easy to believe there are no holes in his game. He embodies the art of landing clean while staying untouched. Yet Roy Jones Jr. didn't get caught up in the brilliance.
His whole thing was to try to make Shakur mad enough to come out and try to trade with him early. That's why he had all the jokes he had. That's why he was doing all the antics. It was strictly just to try to piss Shakur off so that maybe Shakur would come out and try to land a big shot on him. He knew that was his only chance. And I knew that was his only chance. So if Shakur came out and went right at him like that, that would have gave him a chance to try to land something big and lucky. Other than that, he's never had the feet to keep up with a Teofimo. To keep up with Shakur, because Shakur has some of the best feet in the game, and people don't understand that. What makes it so hard is that his foot game is so on point that he can make you miss this much. Because now, used to be he would jump way back. Now he's not doing that anymore. Now he's just stepping back just enough to make you miss so he can get what he wants after you miss. That makes him highly dangerous. And to see him improve on that and come bring it to the forefront in the biggest fight of his career is great. But I want to say something else. To both of those fighters, for you two guys to go out there at 28 years old when y'all in your prime and put it all on the line, that's what boxing is really about. That's what we've been missing in boxing. And thanks to Turkey out of Sheik, because without his pockets,
there's only one fighter who truly threatens Shakur's run at the top, and that's Gervonta "Tank" Davis. For some fans, that name might feel less immediate since Tank hasn't been making much noise recently, but Jones argues that's a mistake. He says the abilities Tank brings to the ring don't disappear just because the spotlight fades. Hype Jones stressed that if anyone has the tools to tag Shakur, Tank is that guy, and it goes far beyond raw knockout power. While Tank's punching ability is obvious to everyone, Jones emphasized the less visible qualities he brings to a fight. The subtle traits that can change everything when the moment is right.
with the fight being like it is right now, I would lean towards Shakur because of his discipline, but don't get twisted. If somebody could beat him, Tank Davis would be that person because of his intentions. When Tank is disciplined and got his mind on right, Tank is a problem for anybody. Tank can fight better than most people think he can. It's just that sometimes his outside antics get the better of him, and it makes people think.
This goes far beyond simply having a dangerous left hand. Jones is talking about ring intelligence. He believes many fans overlook how sharp Tank actually is once and lays traps that can flip a fight instantly. Even if he's trailing on the cards, that element of surprise, Jones says, is exactly what disrupts Shakur's controlled, methodical style. Shakur excels when he dictates rhythm and structure, while Tank is at his best when things get messy and unpredictable. According to Jones, if Tank enters the fight fully locked in, the combination of his quickness, strength, and command of the ring makes him the lone fighter with the tools to truly solve Shakur Stevenson.
Tank Davis, bad dude. See, what I like about Tank is Tank brings something different. You know, back in the days, everybody had something. Muhammad Ali was a mover boxer, George was a puncher, Ernest Shavels was a puncher. Everybody had something they brought to the table. Larry Holmes had a jab. Mike Weaver had overhand right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has something. That division now is full, and Tank having to be the knockout guy of the division. He the one with the main knockout power. Garcia has it too, but Tank got that real knockout power that, like, if Tank hit one of them clean, usually they gonna have a problem. So it's like, I like Tank. Every now and then, I think when he knows he can beat somebody, he probably don't lock in as hard, but I think when they bring challenges, he locks in.
Yeah, he fights to the level of his competition. He was doing that a lot.
And he gotta be careful of that.
2 fights ago, he was really doing that.
You feel me? So you gotta be careful of that, because if you come in and think somebody is not at your level, you underestimate him, it can get you beat. So that's the only thing
For sure?
Yeah, he's definitely one.
Do you think that's gonna be your hardest fight?
Hell no.
Thus, his discipline.
Okay.
He made it clear that Shakur's focus doesn't switch on only during fight night. It defines how he lives every day. Shakur avoids distractions, stays out of trouble, and structures his entire life around boxing. You don't see his name tied to controversy or careless decisions. He is relentlessly steady, almost to the point of being dulling. Jones believes that unwavering consistency is what makes him so dangerous.
That this happens, because you've been saying that, but like, if you fight other elite fighters, it's gonna look like this in your mind?
Yes, there's nobody that can deal with my brain as a boxer. I sit here, I live this shit on a daily basis. I don't care what you do. Only way that you're gonna be able to be able to try to compete with me on that level is if you live the way I live. And nobody is disciplined and dedicated enough to live the way I live with this game.
Yeah.
Honestly, and that I'm not worried about it no more. Like, I don't care. I can say this shit on camera because that's what it really is.
Right. All right. What do you think about the jab though? Because you made it a point. Me and you actually spoke. This was maybe a month or two ago. This was a minute ago, and you told me, you said, "Watch what my jab do in this fight. Watch how my jab work in this fight." And I was like, "All right, cool." But statistically, they said this was the most jabs you ever threw, this most jabs you ever landed, and he couldn't do nothing with the jab. Can you just explain, give us your breakdown of how you were operating with the jab in this fight?
I just, honestly, I worked on this camp and I kind of seen that he wasn't able to stop certain guys' jabs. But certain guys don't jab enough when they're in front of him. And for me, I really just wanted to make my jab a weapon. So the entire training camp, I just kind of like rehearsed on weaponizing my jab over and over and over. And come fight night, that shit just came natural. Like, it's just like, okay, it's there. Boop. Even as the fight, like, it was certain spots where, like, he's defending the other side well. But I'm like, okay, we're going to go back to the greater.
On the other side of the equation sits Tank, and this is where Jones draws a hard line. He pointed out that discipline has consistently been the missing piece in Davis' career. Talent alone, no matter how rare, isn't enough if the lifestyle doesn't match the ambition, because boxing has a way of exposing those gaps. Jones contrasted that with Shakur, who stays prepared year-round and never drifts from his routine. While Tank tends to swing between moments of greatness and periods of distraction, that reliability is why Jones currently favors Shakur in a head-to-head matchup. With him, you know exactly what you're getting. With Tank, there's always uncertainty. Will it be the destructive force everyone fears, or the unfocused version that holds himself back?
Super fight that everyone's been wanting to see for years is Tank and Shakur. Now, at this point, it might be a fantasy fight with what, Tank has going on outside the ring. But who wins that fight right now, in your opinion?
Right now, Shakur wins it because of his discipline. Because he showed against Teofimo that he stayed very disciplined all night. And he's the type of guy, he don't really do a lot of crazy stuff in his life normally. So it's like discipline is a thing that is not only exercised inside the ring, it's exercised also outside the ring. And as we see, sometimes Gervonta has problems with discipline. But we have never seen
back in the days,
Shakur have problems with discipline. We've seen him be more disciplined at right time than we've seen him not have discipline. So with the fight being like it is right now, I would lean towards Shakur because of his discipline.
Dominate, Davis instead settled for a majority draw. That puzzled the audience. Rather than the explosive finisher fans are used to seeing, he appeared slow, disengaged, and noticeably out of rhythm, raising real questions about where he stood at that point in his career.
This is a secret Lamont Roach knows. Tank can go get you if you're running away, because Tank is very good at knowing the distance where he has most leverage on his punches. If you think about Mike Tyson is strange to say, but he wasn't great with his power when he was very close on the inside. Mike Tyson was a mid-range puncher. That's why Mike Tyson could go in from a distance and step in and knock you out. But when y'all close, Mike Tyson didn't really have all his power in there. Neither does Tank. So if you're backing up, Tank can go get you. Other than that, Tank has to counter you. That's how Tank knocked out Rody. That's how Tank knocked out Ryan Garcia. That's how Tank hurt Mario Barrios and started that shit, that snowball. That's how Tank knocked out Leo Santa Cruz.
Troubling moment of that bout. The one that sparked the most concern came with the strange decision to take a voluntary knee. It was an odd sequence that immediately raised doubts about both his conditioning and his resolve. Davis began the fight at a sluggish pace, surrendered multiple rounds, and ultimately did just enough to avoid a loss. Compared to the dominant presence he once was, the difference was stark. For the first time, that intimidating natural ability can only carry you so far when the edge and urgency begin to slip.
Kind of over it. I don't feel the energy from you that you kind of like, whatever, it is what it is. I'll make my own path. When did you kind of get to that point? If that's where you're at, that's kind of what I took from it. But when did you get to the point with accepting like this might not happen and I'm okay with it?
Bro, I can't even talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, I can't really have a conversation with you about him because it's like, there's nothing to talk about. Like, there's nothing, what are we talking about? Like, you know,
forget about. I don't want to talk about
you
him.
know, everybody else knows. So what
like it is right
I
now.
don't mean him per se though. I'm just saying is, when did you let it go, the idea? Because like I spoke to Benavidez, I interviewed Benavidez the other day, and y'all was kind of in the same situations where Canelo was his guy that he like, yo, this is the guy I'm gonna get to stardom. And then, but he came to the point, he's like, yo, I just realized this guy ain't gonna fight me, and I moved on, and now, you know, I let it go, and my path is this. That's why I was like, did you ever have a let go moment? Like, forget about him.
Ah, that's just when niggas start, bro. Wow. I don't be liking certain things, bro. Where it's like, I don't need nobody. I don't, bro. You been to my crib, nigga.
Yeah.
I don't need nobody in life, bro. I'm okay, bro. Like that's paid off.
Yeah.
You feel me? So it's like,
But to challenge. Shakur isn't about his punches or movement, it's about his circumstances. Tank's career has been stalled by a series of legal issues. Early in 2026, news broke of an arrest in Miami, followed by serious probation violations in Baltimore. Preparing to face one of the most disciplined fighters in boxing becomes nearly impossible when your focus is split by court dates and the risk of time away. Jones referred to these external problems as career killers. Shaka is in the gym sharpening every detail of his game. Tank is navigating legal battles that threaten his trajectory. That's the real tragedy. A fight that could be monumental, the kind every fan dreams about, risks fading away because one fighter can't remain out of trouble. Jones stressed that these distractions often overshadow Tank's immense skill, coloring public perception and masking the talent that's still undeniably there.
That told me that Gervonta Davis said he was scared of Shakur Stevenson. No, I have not. Can't tell you that I've seen that. I will tell you what I did see. I see a situation where Shakur Stevenson is being attached to Gervonta Davis's name for a very good reason. Because the reason that Shakur Stevenson is interesting is not Shakur Stevenson alone. It's who is Shakur Stevenson going to fight next. When people are talking about who is he going to fight next, the number one person that people ask Shakur himself about is Gervonta Davis. He's asked every single interview about Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis was not asked every single interview about Shakur Stevenson. Now when Gervonta Davis comes out of whatever situation he's in where it looks like he is,
Roy Jones Jr. isn't convinced that Shakur Stevenson is untouchable, even as much of the boxing world treats him like the next unstoppable champion. While Shakur has dazzled fans with a flawless 25-0 record, he's claiming a fourth weight class title in January 2026 against Teofimo Lopez with surgical precision. Jones sees a potential threat in Gervonta "Tank" Davis, but with a major caveat: discipline. Tank has the talent, the speed, the power, and the ring IQ to challenge anyone, capable of setting traps and turning fights around in an instant. But his career has been derailed by inconsistency, distractions, and legal troubles, including an arrest and probation violations that have kept him from training and staying focused. In contrast, Shakur's success isn't just skill, it's a lifestyle of relentless preparation, structure, and Tank can straighten out his personal life, fully commit, and return to the gym with intensity. He could become the nightmare matchup that shakes Shakur's reign. But until that happens, consistency will always beat chaos. Right now, Jones would bet on Shakur, though the lingering what if of a motivated Disciplined Tank keeps fans dreaming of a super fight that could redefine the
What I
sport.
like about Tank is Tank brings something different. You know, back in the days, everybody had something. Muhammad Ali was a mover boxer. George was a puncher. Ernest Shavers was a puncher. Everybody had something they brought to the table. Larry Holmes had a jab. Mike Weaver had overhand right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has something. That division now is full, and Tank having to be the knockout guy of the division. He the one with the main knockout power. Garcia has it too, but Tank got that real knockout power that, like, if Tank hit one of them clean, usually they gonna have a problem. So it's like, I like Tank. Every now and then, I think when he knows he can beat somebody, he probably don't lock in as hard.